What do you do when your entire filming plan falls apart? I came to the Scottish Highlands with one goal in mind: to discover whether driving through Glen Coe really deserves its reputation as Scotland's greatest road trip. But within a couple of hours, everything changed. One unexpected fall left me without a working camera, and suddenly the trip I spent weeks planning was in serious doubt. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Stephen, an Irishman exploring Scotland one destination at a time, sharing the places, history and landscapes that make this country so special. For this trip, I headed north to Oban for a short break. It was going to be the perfect base for exploring some of the Western Highlands, with plans to visit both Glencoe and Inveraray over the next couple of days. But, as you'll soon see, things didn't exactly go according to plan. Before heading into Glencoe, it's worth talking about Oban itself. Often called the gateway to the Isles, Oban is one of Scotland's most important coastal towns. Its busy harbour connects the mainland with islands such as Mull, Coll, Tiree, Barra, South Uist and Lismore, making it a vital transport hub for both residents and visitors. For centuries, people have passed through Oban on the way to Scotland's islands, and today it's one of the country's most popular tourist destinations. The waterfront is lined with fishing boats, ferries and seafood restaurants, while towering above the town is McCaig's Tower, one of Oban's most recognisable landmarks. Although I wasn't planning to spend much time exploring Oban during this visit, it made an excellent base for what I hoped would be an unforgettable Highland adventure. The main reason for this trip was simple. I heard countless people describe the drive through Glen Coe as one of the best in the entire world. We are on the A82 and this road takes us through Glen Coe, which is supposed to be Scotland's best driving experience, so we're going to put that to the test today, and I personally can't wait. Big claim, so naturally I wanted to experience it for myself. Pictures can only tell you so much. Videos don't always capture the scale. I wanted to drive through the valley, stop at some of the viewpoints, stretch my legs, and really experience what makes this place so special. The weather, however, was changeable and had other ideas. As I entered Glen Coe, the mountains were hidden beneath the cloud. Visibility wasn't great. The higher peaks disappeared into the mist, giving the landscape a completely different atmosphere. Even without the sunshine, there was something dramatic about it. The mountains almost seemed to emerge from nowhere. It felt wild, untamed, and exactly what I imagined the Highlands would feel like. My first planned stop was one of Scotland's most famous mountains, Buachaille Etive Mòr. Its distinctive pyramid-shaped peak has become an icon of the Highlands and is instantly recognisable in photographs, films and guidebooks. Although climbing to the summit is a serious undertaking, there are easier walking trails nearby that allow you to appreciate its incredible scale without committing to a full mountain hike. That was my plan. The clouds were closing in, but I decided to continue. I'm here at Buachaille Etive Mòr. Weather's still lousy. Just waiting for a wee break in the weather so I can get my boots on and get out there. Here we go. Sometimes weather like this creates a mood you simply can't get on a clear day. Oh, which path do I take? Let's go for the one on the right. Tell you what, our water was nice and clear. Buachaille Etive Mòr is one of the many stops you can actually take when driving through Glen Coe if you fancy stretching your legs. I'm not an experienced hiker, but managed to get me one of these sticks before I actually went on the trip, and it's come in quite handy. So I don't know actually how far I am at the moment. Well, it's taken me around 40 minutes. So if you're not used to hiking or have some sort of mobility issues, just maybe think twice. And if you do want to do it, just take your time and just keep your wits about you. Even though it's brightening up, look behind me and look ahead of me as well. Don't think I'm going to get much of a view at the top. Oh well. I was speaking to another guy who was just on his way down, and he says the view is okay, but the clouds closing in pretty quick, so I'm actually going to make my way back to the car. Everything was going well until it wasn't. While walking the trail, I slipped and fell. You're right, guys. Had a bit of a mare. And a wee bit of an accident. If you just have a look. Had a bit of a fall. And my trousers weren't the only casualty. My camera seems to have picked up a bit of a knock as well. And I'll explain more when I get back to the car, but I'm just going to be using my iPhone for the time being. But yeah, my leg's starting to hurt a wee bit now. So, back to the car. I'm going to explain what happened to my camera when I get back. I probably said that in the previous clip, but oh, agony. Thankfully, I wasn't badly hurt, but my camera wasn't so lucky. The impact had damaged it beyond use, and just like that, my filming day was over. I made my way back to the car and sat there for a while, thinking about what to do.
Oh, lesson learned. Don't bring a camera to certain locations, especially if you're going to be falling down. Oh, I'm glad to be back in the car. Luckily, my leg's okay. Nothing major. It's just probably going to be a bruise, but still, it's a bit stinging at the moment. Anyway, let me show you what's happened to my camera. So, camera I use, you might recognize one of these if you're a content creator yourself. It's a DJI Pocket Osmo 3, and they are my favorite camera, really, because they have what you call a gimbal, and that's what I reckon is their biggest selling point. Unfortunately, it's also probably the most vulnerable part of the camera. So if I just switch it on now, you might be saying to yourself, yeah, you can see a picture, but there we go, it goes into its gimbal protection mode, and you can exit it, but can you turn it? No, you can't. And that part, well, where the motor is, just doesn't seem to be turning the camera lens around. Right, I've got to think of a plan C. Plan B is to use my iPhone, but I've had a look at the weather forecast and visibility ain't going to be improving either. So, oh man, what a day so far.
Do I continue filming the rest of the trip on my iPhone? Or do I accept defeat and come back another day? Neither option felt ideal. I had travelled all this way. I planned several videos, but I also knew I wanted to make something I'd be proud of. Instead, I'd return another day with a proper camera. Sometimes that's the better decision. Not every trip works out exactly as planned, and that's just part of making videos. I hoped I could simply buy another camera. Surely somewhere nearby would have one in stock. Unfortunately, no such luck. Every store I checked had sold out, and the next delivery wasn't arriving until the very day I was due to leave Oban, and that was incredibly frustrating. With no replacement available, I decided to continue with another video I had planned, and this time I headed to Inveraray. Inveraray is one of Scotland's most beautiful historic towns. It's home to the impressive Inveraray Castle, the fascinating Inveraray Jail, and the remarkable Auchendrane Township, where visitors can step back in time and experience life in a traditional Highland farming community. It really deserves a full video. I filmed the entire day using my iPhone and drone. I gave it my best shot, but once I reviewed the footage later, I knew something wasn't right. The picture quality wasn't where I wanted it to be, and the audio wasn't great either.
It's me thinking the weather's improving.
The poor visibility didn't help, so I had a choice. Upload something I wasn't happy with, or simply accept that this wasn't good enough. So I made the difficult decision to scrap the entire Inveraray video. It wasn't an easy choice, but I'd much rather wait and create a video that does the town justice than publish something I know could be much better. And I promise, I'll be back, because Inveraray deserves its own dedicated video. The following day, I decided to return to Glen Coe. Although I still didn't have a replacement camera, I did have my drone. The weather wasn't perfect. Clouds still clung to the mountains at times, but there were plenty of breaks to capture some incredible aerial views. I also walked part of the famous Three Sisters Trail. Standing there, surrounded by towering mountains carved by ancient glaciers thousands of years ago, it's easy to understand why Glen Coe leaves such a strong impression on people. The valley is stunningly beautiful, but it's also deeply moving. Every corner reveals another dramatic viewpoint. Waterfalls tumble down the steep cliffs. Rivers weave across the valley floor. And the mountains seem almost impossibly large. Even without perfect weather, it was unforgettable. So, is Glen Coe really Scotland's greatest driving experience? For me, yes, absolutely. I've driven many spectacular roads across Scotland, but Glen Coe feels different. It's not just about beautiful scenery. It's about atmosphere, history, scale, the constantly changing weather. Every bend reveals another incredible view. Even on a grey day, it manages to leave you speechless. Perhaps that's actually part of its charm. Glen Coe isn't polished. It isn't predictable. It's wild. And that's exactly why so many people fall in love with it. Although this trip didn't unfold as I'd planned, I don't see it as a failure. Sometimes travel isn't about everything going perfectly. Sometimes it's about adapting when things don't. I still experienced one of Scotland's most iconic landscapes. I still discovered why so many people rave about driving through Glen Coe. And perhaps most importantly, I now have the perfect excuse to return. Next time, I'll be back with a working camera, preferably two, better weather, hopefully, and I'll finally make that Inveraray video I've been wanting to create. We'll explore Inveraray Castle, step inside the historic Inveraray jail, and visit Auchendrane Township to uncover the fascinating story of Highland life. So, that's definitely a video to look forward to. If you enjoyed coming along on this adventure, I'd really appreciate it if you gave the video a like, as it helps more people discover the channel. If you're new here and you enjoy exploring Scotland's hidden places, historic towns and breathtaking landscapes, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future adventures. And let me know in the comments, have you driven through Glen Coe? And do you think it's Scotland's greatest drive? Or is there another road that deserves that title? Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.